Welcome to Meet the Makers, our series where you get to meet the makers. In this series, we will go behind the screen of the kNOwBOX Dance Film Festival official selection. There is so much hard work and time that goes into creating each and every single film, and we want to keep these conversations going before and after the festival.
How do you think your film relates to the NBFF 2022 theme, Dancing Around the World?
Subject of the film, what we chose, the internal world and relationships between internal worlds, is we consider is very international subject. And with our movie, we wanted to bring importance to the people's internal world and emphasize of it. And this is where we thought it leads and can speak with everyone in the language of movie, in the language of dance, which is completely international in this way. Plus, the way this movie was created, it was a completely international team from kibbutz, from a dancers and part of a production team from different places, from Israel, Russia, United States, and many more. So in this way as well, it was truly international collaboration.
What kind of message you want to share with the audience? And I'm also curious about the title Palace.
The title itself came from, we were inspired by the idea of the mental palace, which sort of felt for us in a way how to connect to this idea of your personal internal world that also feels like it's kind of a precious space. So there's something sensitive about it. And I guess what we wanted to convey with it is just sort of how to take care of that internal space, and how partnership sometimes can create tension between these spaces as you sort of empathize with your partner and you end up kind of sharing emotions unconsciously. And so that's a lot of the work is, us trying to show that idea of kind of traveling between each other's internal worlds, and how if there are kind of negative aspects of that, where does it take us?
I have a question for Dylan too. I hear a lot of talk about world building. How did that come into play with the music?
Megan and Ilya they came to me with the idea of really creating a specific kind of world that felt like a new place that the audience be transported into. And we wanted the sound to feel like it had some rhythm and some musical structure, but at the same time, it needed to almost be like background ambience, and just feel more of like a soundtrack and not just like dance on counts. So I kind of put together some more atmospheric stuff, and we listened to it all together. And I think Megan and Ilya kind of took that and played around with it and see what worked, and to see what would work and what would not work so much. And then the sounds that felt like they were going somewhere.
I feel like something really strong in your film is the way that you totally transformed the traditional stage space, which you don't often see in dance and film. And so we would love it if you could just talk a little bit about why you chose the traditional stage space for this film.
We actually wanted to use the stage, but we wanted not to emphasize that we're on stage. We kind of like in a valley, in the same time to have not to have an idea, we're just to show that we're nowhere, like in certain empty space. And this is why the music actually, it was a lot of fun to work with Dylan, because his voice is also there, all the speaking as well.
It's your voice, Dylan.
Fun to build it. He improvised a lot. He really put his soul in there with all the spontaneous wonders he has inside. And we build it. It was a lot of fun. And we wanted to use that and to create a soundscape really, and to fill up the space, which is empty. Visually, it's empty, and there's only us present with the movement. So it's kind of like to inhabit the empty space. So this was a choice, I guess.
How do you say no to the box?
I think with our work and also with how we work, we like to challenge our own expectations of maybe subject matter that feels familiar or relatable. And hopefully by doing that, we're also opening the door for the audience to challenge their own expectations of.
I mean, this is something I feel individually, but I've also really witnessed this from Megan and Ilya, dancing with them and working with them. A lot of dancers in general, but artists, creators have this desire to push themselves to kind of learn a new skill set or kind of take on something that they're not fully comfortable with, so that they can feel comfortable with it and feel like they've like achieved something or milked something for all it's worth. But then once you get to that point, it then becomes a desire to like go for the next thing. So you're always kind of in this state of not feeling fully accomplished because your desires are growing bigger and bigger. So yeah, I would just say like that hunger for the next thing is kind of always reaching outside of your current box.